Hey, this is Hunter with Tortoise and Hare Software, and today we're going to be talking about brand strategy for MSPs. Let's dive in. So, one thing I kind of struggle with in sales conversations is showing MSPs what I've done for them and the impact I've had on a client, because in a lot of cases it's hooking in at various stages and for various pieces into a company that's, I'm a third party on, and, the big picture hasn't been seen and things like that. And, to kind of solve that problem, I'm trying to move into a little bit more of a show, not tell sort of scenario, and kind of have come to the conclusion that I really need to launch an MSP brand separately and build one from the ground up, and be able to kind of show the top to bottom execution and how things fit in. So I'm more or less going to start building in public, as they call it in the SaaS world, an MSP brand, from the ground up, and using that to both show, what I can do from a kind of a start to finish basis for an MSP, and then, be able to talk about needs of a client, things like that, and show a little bit of a vision. Also be able to tackle some challenges I'm capped by what I can do for my clients, in some cases by what their budget is and things like that. So if I have ideas such as creating a lead magnet or a blog post or something like that a client doesn't want to take me up on, I can just go do that for the Hurry MSP brand. And then if that starts to generate leads, I can start to pass those off to my client base, things like that. So a lot of different reasons that I wanted to do this. But I'm creating a brand from the ground up, and starting with a brand strategy is kind of the first thing to think about. So I wanted the brand to be synergizing with Tortoise and Hare software somehow, because it is going to be kind of an offshoot thing from Tortoise and Hare software. I'm not starting an MSP as much as I am launching an MSP brand that will support the agency in certain ways. I ended up coming up with a brand strategy and a name that gelled with Tortoise and Hare software, and the kind of theme of speed, the brand strategy, or the brand itself, is going to be called Hurry MSP. So I want to reach people that are in kind of an emergency IT support situation and are looking to change MSPs in a hurry. And that kind of gels with the overall theme of speed, and time to market and things like that. So I've really sat down and thought about what I wanted to do, and kind of leaned into speed being a selling point. We want to be the MSPs that you come to when you need to change MSPs in a hurry, or you've been hacked, or you have a urgent IT problem. So that's really what we're going to try and do, is reach people when they have some form of a emergency IT need, and use that as the selling point for talking about going MSP or engaging with an IT company. That led to kind of the Hurry MSP brand. Given my knowledge of SEO, one of the things that kind of has been difficult to overcome on the Tortoise and Hare software side is that the brand is named Tortoise and Hare software, and we're doing marketing. That was kind of by accident, and I get so much good feedback on the brand, and people love the logo and love the name and all that other stuff, that I've kept it over the years, even though it makes us look more like a software company than a marketing agency. For this MSP brand, though, I really wanted to make it clear that the MSP was an MSP, and use MSP within the brand name somehow, because that's gives a lot of SEO benefits, makes it a lot easier to rank for terms that MSP, managed IT, things like that. So that was also an element of the kind of brand strategy that I wanted to incorporate. I also wanted to, lean into synergizing with the purple and green, theme of Tortoise and Hare software. Our logo is like largely black and white, but our like brand colors are purple and green. But I also didn't want to just, build the same sort of like, brand as Tortoise and Hare software. So I decided to go with more of a dark theme for the Hurry MSP brand, and also leverage the purple and green colors. So this is kind of what my designer came up with, and what we ended up approving is a color palette that looks like this, that will again leverage like our primary CTA color is the green here, and these purples are going to be kind of the colors that are incorporated as like the secondary accents throughout the site. Probably going to scrap this brown, but that might be leveraged here. And then we got some shades that we can use for boxes on the site and things like that. And then kind of the last thing, we got some typography. We're going to end up going with this pairing down here, this bottom left one. I liked this one since it was clear and looked kind of technical, with the Gothic looking font. And then Roboto is also a staple font across many technology brands. So trying to make it clear and create some familiarity within the prospects' minds with our typography, being technical and kind of defined sort of fonts here, and then using that purple and green brand coloration that synergizes with Tortoise and Hare software. And then having that brand strategy aligned with having MSP in the domain name, making it clear what type of company it is, and then having a strategy from the outset before we even start creating content, before we create a website, before we do anything of like who we're going after and how we're going to reach them, and what the selling point is. It's going to be speed. We're trying to reach people that have emergency IT problems and are looking to change providers in a hurry and need to reach out to an MSP, and so we're gonna work that angle with our content and things like that moving forward, but I just wanted to kind of create this video and show you a little bit more about how we're building this new MSP brand, and having a brand strategy from the outset, and how that's going to translate into execution. So hopefully you can follow along and learn a little bit more about building an MSP brand and an MSP marketing engine, and apply some of the lessons learned as we build in public here to your own MSP, or hire Tortoise and Hare software to help you execute and work on your own brand. Hope you liked the video. I'm excited to continue to develop the Hurry MSP brand and see where things lead from here. Hopefully I gave you something to think about with, thinking about what your MSP's brand strategy is, and how, having a brand strategy can be a really great thing to think about from the outset, before you start creating content, before you start building your website, before you even start building the name of your company, and how, having that strategy outlined beforehand is a great way to build the, foundations that you need to create a successful marketing engine, from the outset. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share, follow along, because we're creating all sorts of new helpful MSP marketing content to help you grow your MSP, generate more leads, and generate more revenue for your brand. I'm Hunter Nelson with Tortoise and Hare Software, and thanks for watching.